So now it's a great honor for me to welcome Dr. Austin Albert Mardon as our keynote speaker. Dr. Mardon is a distinguished Canadian scholar, Antarctic explorer, author, and mental health advocate who has made remarkable contribution to science, geography, education, and public service.
Well, I'm very pleased to meet you. I've had many Pakistani students over the years, many Pakistani colleagues. One of my bosses when I was in an NGO was originally from Pakistan. And so basically my desire to become a professor and a researcher started when I was about 6 or 7 or 8, when I read books on polar exploration about Amundsen and Nansen and Scott and Shackleton and the Erebus and Terror ships in the Franklin expedition, in the expedition to the Arctic that was lost. And so I pursued it. I wasn't a very good student, and then went to university, started publishing as an undergraduate, which was very unusual back then. Now it seems to be more common. And then I went to graduate school and then started my PhD. And it's likely that the schizophrenia, a little bit of it started slowly deteriorating even before I went to Antarctica from the stress of the military and the stress of Antarctica. I went to Antarctica, probably suffered a cerebral hemorrhage, suffered severe nerve damage in my legs, hands. My lungs were permanently damaged, and I suffered high altitude sickness and had various other things I won't go into. But anyways, so I come back and then try to finish my PhD and just fail that. And I had a whole series of additional failures. I was invited to go to the Soviet Union to teach the Russians how to find meteorites. Anyways, then I went to graduate school, failed out of my PhD, kept going, kept publishing. Then I had a nervous breakdown, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. The real question, you can argue various points whether how long I had it and which crisis caused it, but basically all the stress mounted up and it was just too much for me. And then I literally went from publishing at NASA to getting lost within half a block of my basement suite near the University of Alberta. And I literally could not even watch a television show for half an hour that would strain my brain. So it was a very big fall from grace. And I was put on meds, which back then weren't good. And then after that, I kept publishing. I did a series of 50 books while recovering from that episode with my father in Alberta history, some very big advances, and got recognized by the French ethnic group in Alberta and the Mormons and Anglicans for that. And then eventually started a distance learning university PhD in Australia, finished that in 2000, started crawling up, got put on better meds, and then eventually got the Order of Canada, started getting more awards, more publications, more books. And today I have the Order of Canada, the Papal Order of St. Sylvester, the Amin 11 Academy of Sciences, and the recent one is Namibia just this week has invited me, their equivalent of their academy has invited me to join. It's not like each country has different structures, so they're structured differently. Anyways, and I've adopted 4 kids. My research, what I've done with that is mostly a lot of space science research and space exploration, human factors, how to sustain in terrible situations.
Astronauts.
we published a very important series of books. 10 minutes. So any questions? I'm willing. Catherine and I are willing to talk about anything. If any family members are in the audience, or if you'd like to know about, Catherine's a lawyer and she's given, whatever you want to hear. We're willing to talk about my research, about what it's like to find a moon rock, what it's like to be in 50 below weather in Antarctica, what it's like in Canada, the history books, political networks, my opinions of geopolitics.